What's up? I'm going to do a quick review of WrestleMania 34. This is my first review I've done on any kind of a wrestling event, but I just thought I watched it last night and live the entire thing. That's the first time I've sat and watched the entire WrestleMania live, probably in 15 years, maybe. But I sat through it last night. I was curious about how Ronda would do because I'm a big MMA fan, and all that storyline and all that was how that was playing out, and I just decided to take in the show and give them a chance to see what they could do here. And I didn't watch the first the kickoff show, whatever they have, the first hour or 2 hours where they had I guess they had the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and a cruiserweight match and a women's battle royal. I didn't watch those, so I don't. I think Matt Hardy won the men's battle royal. I don't know what happened in the other two, and I don't really care. I don't think it matters. It's just a thing where let's try and get these people on the card to get everybody on the roster on the show. The first match, and forgive me if I don't get these in chronological order. I'm just going to go through and try and be as quick as I can about giving this a quick review and just my thoughts and everything, my opinions on it. I think it was the triple threat match for the Intercontinental title. It was Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor. I didn't think it was a bad match. I had a pretty good feeling the Miz was going to lose. I think the Miz, I might be wrong. Miz just had a kid. I think the Miz is going to take a little time off. He's a regular, he's a grinder. He's there about every week. I think he's going to take a little time off, and he should spend some time with Maurice and the baby. So I had a feeling he was going to drop the strap. I thought they were going to put it on Finn Balor. I didn't think they were going to put it on Seth Rollins. But, I'm fine with it either way. Seth Rollins is great. He's a great performer. I enjoy his matches as well as Finn Balor. I like Finn Balor's matches. He's great in the ring. It was an okay match. I didn't have a big problem with it. And I'm not going to critique these guys and nitpick everything that sucked. I'm just going to point some things out that I didn't care for, or I thought was the most obvious stuff. The next match I think was Charlotte and Asuka for the SmackDown Women's title, and I thought that was a great match. I thought that might have been one of Charlotte's best matches. She's bad, man. She's the best woman wrestler I've ever seen. She's better than anybody. She's better than Trish Stratus and any of those chicks from back in. She's better than Lita. I know Lita flipped and flopped around, and she was pretty good in her own way. But you can just she's the queen, man. She's bad. She's great. And Asuka's good too. They had a hell of a match. I'm just a big Charlotte fan, and I think she's the best. She's the cream of the crop when it comes to women's wrestling. That's where the bar is. So, that was a good match. Pretty happy with the result. Didn't think Asuka was going to win it anyway. After that match, I think was the four-way. Was it the four-way match with Jinder Mahal, Rusev, Bobby Roode, and Randy Orton? I don't really care. I didn't care about that match. I just think I'm not a big fan of any of those guys. Rusev I liked Rusev when he was real mean and vicious and coming out there with the flag and having Lana with him. I thought that was great. Lana's not with him anymore, and they got this Rusev Day bullshit they're trying to push, and they've ruined him. They ruined him. He's still good in the ring. I like him, but Get back. He needs to get back to being a mean badass. He's a villain. I mean, that's they need to get. He's pretty good in the ring for a big guy. I mean, he can move pretty damn good. Other than that, Bobby Roode, man, not feeling him. Jinder Mahal, he's got a great look, but I don't know. There's something about him. Again, it's just I don't think the United States Championship means that much. You got an Intercontinental title. I mean, so what? U.S. Championship. I don't think anybody really cares about it. I don't care about it. The next match was the big one. Was Ronda and Kurt against Stephanie and Triple H. The first thing I'm gonna say about this match is Triple H and Angle were put in this match to help get Ronda over. They brought in a couple of veterans to help her. So they were going to, we already had it determined. They were going to do the bulk of the heavy lifting in this match because of the pros, which is a good idea. But I think you should have used some. Triple H looked slow. Angle looked slow and lethargic, and his ankle lock looked like dog shit. Triple H does the same goddamn bullshit. He just looks slow, and I don't think he should ever wrestle again. He's in great shape. Triple H is in great shape. He just can't. He's just slow. When you're used to watching these 20 and 30-year-olds go, and then you see Triple H come out there, Triple H is probably close to 50. I mean, I'm 47. He's got to be. I think he's a couple years older than I am. He's got to be around 50 in that vicinity. Like I said, he's in great shape, but he looked, and their entrance I think it was the same entrance they did last year. There was no creativity. But that was the down part for me in that match, was them two. Ronda was amazing. She was fucking great. I don't care what anybody says. She looked awesome in the ring. She looked like she belonged. And her moves looked real. Her punches looked real. She was selling. There was a couple little mishaps, but I mean, it's our first match at WrestleMania. There's not everything's going to go perfect. So I've seen a hell of a lot worse. I can tell you that much. But I thought she did great. The only thing I would have changed in that match is if she would have put that fucking armbar on Triple H and made him tap. That would have been great, to make his big ass tap. And because in real life, if she got it on him, she'd break his fucking arm. I don't know how many people. I would imagine that people should know who she is. Even if you're not an MMA fan, you're a wrestling fan. If you haven't seen, Ronda Rousey's legit. Yeah, she had a couple of bad losses there towards the end of her career in the MMA. But those two girls that beat her are killers. They're great. They're great, excellent strikers. And the last girl that beat her is the baddest woman on the planet. Amanda Nunes. It's not Ronda. It's Amanda Nunes. Ronda's the baddest woman in WWE. She's not the baddest woman on the planet. But that's neither here nor there. Her stuff looked authentic. Her punches looked great. She couldn't have done a better job than she did. Very happy with how it turned out. Like I said, if you don't know who she is in the armbar, go back and just Google or go to YouTube and type in Ronda Rousey armbar. She can put that armbar on. She can put that armbar on you from any position, standing, sitting, on your back, on your front. She can slap an armbar on you in so many different ways, and she's legit. And she can actually break your arm. She can break a man's arm. Legit. So that's not anything to laugh at. That she could have easily have put the armbar. My point is, she could have put the armbar on Triple H, and it would have been conceived as perceive that as something that could be authentic, because in real life, if she got a hold of Triple H's arm, she could break it. So it would get over. She did a fantastic job. I was happy with the match, and I'm glad she didn't look like shit. Hopefully she will continue to improve. Bludgeon Brothers, New Day, and the Usos. This match was but fucking New Day. They had these midgets come out dressed like pancakes, and it was fun. It was really funny. I mean, they're entertaining. I mean, they're funny. They're not a any kind of a serious wrestling tag team threat, but they are entertaining. They're funny. I enjoyed that part of their entrance. I thought that was fun. Bludgeon Brothers winning the belts. Who cares? It's Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. Everybody knows who they are. It's the Wyatt brothers. Who cares? Undertaker versus John Cena. Big Undertaker fan. Big John Cena fan. I thought they could have done a lot more with this match. I know the Undertaker had hip surgery after last year's WrestleMania. So he's not going to be the Undertaker from, not even 5 years ago, let alone the early days. But it took the Undertaker so long to get. His entrance was so fucking long. First you had like Cena come out and get in the ring, and there's no Taker, so here comes Elias, in which I like Elias. He's an asshole, and I like him. He's got his stupid guitar, and he's singing his stupid songs. There's something about Elias I like. So anyway, Elias comes out, Cena beats his ass, and then he's getting ready to go back to the locker room or whatever. He's disappointed that Undertaker's out there. Then here comes the music, and the bell tolls or whatever, the gong or whatever the fuck it is. Bong. The lights go out and all that, and here's the fire shooting up and the smoke, and here comes Undertaker. Now you're in a, I don't know, 50,000 or 60, 70,000 seat arena, and stadium, really. You're in the Superdome. It's huge. It's going to take a while to get to the ring. So it's like, God damn, it's like slow. So, I mean, you could actually have gotten up probably from your seat and went to the bathroom, stopped and got a beer and maybe a hot dog and come back, and he still would not fucking be in the ring. So finally, he gets in the ring. And then they have their 3-minute match or whatever it was, which I expected to be slow, and I also expected the Undertaker to win. Or I expected it to be short, not slow. Undertaker didn't look good at all. He looked old. He wasn't moving very well. The guy just got a hip surgery, I did like the old school where he got on the rope, the top rope, walking and did something. Got him some of his stuff in his flying clothesline and the tombstone for the win. And I don't think it did either one of them any good. You got two marquee guys, two Hall of Fame guys, but maybe that's all Taker could do. I don't know. Maybe he should be hanging it up. Maybe he shouldn't have came back. I don't know. But the Undertaker's become a novelty act at this point. They put him on the card just to get him on there. Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn. Shane McMahon's looked like shit. I think he's got some health issues. He wasn't in shape. He didn't look very good. Daniel Bryan, he's had so many head injuries, like concussions and neck injury, and just over his career. I think I had heard he had 7 or 8 concussions or something like that in his since he's been wrestling, and that's a lot of concussions, man. And it took him 2 years to get cleared to come back this time, and he's just bumping all over the fucking plate. He's gonna get hurt again. He's gonna get another concussion. He's gonna get hurt again. I'm hoping this was a one-off thing, but I doubt it. I think he really wants to wrestle again, and I think his wife should get a hold of him and say, "Look, dude, it's over. You're a father. You got a beautiful wife and family. Don't end up, like some of these other guys that's had concussions that go off the deep end, or have all kinds of physical and mental problems when they get older. Get out while you're still in one piece." But didn't care for the match. It's just, that's what I kept thinking about the whole match was Daniel Bryan. Somebody needs to save him from himself. So I mean, that's what I thought about that match. Women's Raw Championship match: Nia Jax, Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss, smoking hot, Columbus girl from Ohio. That's where I'm from. Obviously, I pulling for her because she's a Buckeye, but I like Nia Jax too. I think Nia Jax is gorgeous. She's beautiful, man. I mean, she's a thicker gal, but I think she's hot. And she's pretty good in the ring, She's a force in the ring, and I had no problem with her winning the belt, It was about time Alexa dropped it. Alexa's had it for a while, so let's see if Nia can take the ball and run with it for a little bit. But I thought it was a pretty decent match, for what it was. But AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura. First thing I want to say is I am not a fan of Shinsuke Nakamura. I think he's a retard. He looks like a retard. He can't speak English. He can't wrestle. I don't like anything about him. I hate his music. And I'm glad he lost. AJ Styles blows him away in the ring. Not even close. I don't know what the buzz is about this guy. I do not like Shinsuke Nakamura. I do not think he's a good wrestler. All he does is kick and do some weird shit, where he contorts his body, and I don't know. I just don't care for him. He did have a pretty cool heel turn at the end of the match where he give AJ the old low blow and turned heel and beat him up pretty good, which I did like that. Now I might like him as a heel. I don't like him right now. If he ends up being like an asshole heel, I might like him at that point. I just don't like him I just don't like anything about him. So I'm glad he lost. Raw Tag Team titles. Braun Strowman against The Bar. Braun comes out. He's going to name his special tag team partner, which ends up being some young kid named Nicholas, if they're going to do this, if they're going to give you the illusion that he's going to pick somebody at random, obviously this had to have been planned. Have the kid close to the ring. Braun Strowman walked all around the ring area, and he walked all around the fucking arena. He plucks this kid out of the back of the arena. And once again, my point is, it was a long show. The show was so long. Undertaker's match, his entrance took 20 minutes, and the match was 3. You could have cut that shit down, But the whole thing was running long. You could tell the fans were they're getting wore out, man. They're sitting in seats for 5 and 6 hours, and damn, man, that's rough. So finally they get back. His partner gets back, and Braun pretty much beats him by himself. wins the tag championships with Nicholas and, you know, whatever. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. How many times are we going to see this? Awful match. Brock Lesnar is a tremendous amateur wrestler. He's a great collegiate wrestler, all state, great in the UFC. He's a badass wrestler. But when it comes to being a WWE wrestler or superstar, whatever you want to call him, he's terrible. He's fucking awful. He can't do a move. He could do a suplex and an F5. That's it. Well, okay, he could try to do a Kimura. He never used a Kimura even when he was in MMA. But he has a little Kimura thing he does, I guess. But oh well. He can't throw a punch. I've never seen him ever put anybody in a headlock. Has he ever body slammed anybody? I mean, he's strong as a goddamn bull. You think he would learn how you could slam people and, you know, do other things, but he just comes in there and grabs guys like a sack of potatoes, slings them over his back 4 or 5 times, and picks them up and gives them the F5, and it's over. And he's supposed to be some kind of beast. Roman, you know, they've been trying to get this guy over for 4 years, and he's not going to get over. He's not going to get over. He's not. He's just not. They've tried to they've ruined him. They have ruined Roman Reigns. And the thing of it is, I like Roman. I think Roman's good. He's good. He's entertaining. I like him. But they keep trying to shove him in our face like he's the next he's the guy that's going to take the company. Obviously, he's not. It's not working. He has the look. Roman Reigns is missing something. There's something there that's just not clicking. They haven't figured out what it is yet. I mean, he doesn't really have any charisma. Don't really think he cuts great promos. He has a great look and he has a pretty decent arsenal of moves. Other than that, there's nothing entertaining about Roman Reigns. He's not funny. He doesn't make me laugh. Maybe if he turned heel and was beating people's asses, you know, and being vicious, but he's just there's things missing from him to keep him from going to that next level. That's just my opinion. And they just keep trying to shove this guy and push this guy, putting the jetpack on him, as Austin always says, and trying to launch this guy. It just ain't working. It's not going to work. They keep trying. They won't stop trying. Main event of WrestleMania. Nobody wanted to see this match. It was dog shit. He F5'd him 6 times. I don't know. Roman spared him a bunch of times. You know, we've seen that shit. We've seen it time and time again. It's the same fucking match. Do something different. You know, if you're going to go out and have a main event WrestleMania, for Christ's sakes, nope. I'm going to do the ooh, on the spear. You know, Brock's going to do his F5s and suplex city bitch. And, you know, there was a point where Brock gets frustrated, pulls off his MMA gloves, which I don't know why he takes his gloves off for. He didn't really have to. And then goes over and does the elbow gimmick to Roman like he's turning into a beast, and busts him open with an elbow, and Roman's just spewing blood like a stuck pig, which I thought that was pretty cool. It was nice to see some blood back in wrestling. It tells you that Vince knows he needs blood at times. Not all the time, but you need some blood at times, or he wouldn't be doing that. I don't know if Roman juiced or if Brock actually did hit him with an elbow. Couldn't tell. I would imagine Brock did hit him with the, because he was bleeding pretty bad. Usually when you juice, it's, you know, you have a little bit for come out, and it's got a good look. Roman had the look of you could see the blood pumping and running down his face, where he had this pretty significant cut. He looked like he was in an MMA fight. So and the blood was stringy and got in his hair, and it had a great look to it. That was the only bright part of the match. They were trying to make him look like the wounded animal. He lost. We got to feel sorry for him. No, that's not. It's too late for that, you know. So then after the match is over, they cut away for some commercials or whatever, and they come back to the arena, and the arena's emptying out. Roman's still down at ringside, like looking around. And then he just kind of limps and hobbles back up the ramp. Then his music hits. What the fuck was that? Still trying to get sympathy for him? So, I don't know. It was... The product is just so bad now. They have a lot of good talent there. They have the women. I do enjoy the women. I used to not like women wrestlers. I used to that was the time when you go to the bathroom. In my opinion, Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey were the two biggest stars of WrestleMania 34. It's the way I see it. I mean, that's what I saw. There was a bunch of matches we didn't need. Fatal four-ways and... triple threats, and those matches I just don't like them. I think there's just too much going on. You have a hard time telling a story that way. They need to start creating rivalries with people, like The Rock and Austin had a rivalry. McMahon and Austin had a rivalry. You know, there for a while it was Hogan and Flair had a rivalry. You know, Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon at one time, they had a rivalry. Just things like that. You had guys that just, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. I mean, my God. You need shit like that going on. You need to have believable. That'll get them over. That'll get your wrestlers over. The best thing for Roman Reigns is if Dean Ambrose comes back to put the Shield back together. Roman's just not going to be your guy. He's going to end up being, what he is. He's not going to be the main guy. I know they want him to be. It's just not going to happen. So it ain't happened in 4 years. It's not going to happen anytime soon. So I don't see it working out in the future for him. But those are my thoughts. WrestleMania 34 was, wasn't that big of a deal. It was way too long. Matches didn't get me. I didn't really believe what I was seeing, except for Charlotte and Ronda. Like I said, good to see Undertaker back, even though he's a novelty act now at this point. I think what they should do is you need to shorten it, cut it in half, cut it to about a 3-hour show, and build some storylines and have a tag team storyline, build it, have your SmackDown women and your Raw women storylines, build it. You keep bringing in the NXT people, which is a good thing. You're bringing in more talent. Can never have enough talent, but you just start utilizing them. I think they could have done a better job with Ronda than what they did, but it ultimately ended up working out pretty good. I mean, hopefully she will be this force now moving forward with WWE, and she'll have a pretty good career. I was excited to see her back in the public eye again, and she looked like she was having fun. And I've always been a fan of hers. She got beat and lost badly, and she kind of pouts around and hides and goes into seclusion when she loses. It was good to see her finally back out enjoying herself. I think she got humbled with them 2 losses she got, and she's venturing off into something. She knows that, you know, the sport caught up to her. She knows these women are beat her ass now. She's not going to have the intimidating effect that she would have. Now she could go back and have that with the WWE because she could probably legitimately beat the hell out of all of them, even the men, if she wanted to. So it's good to see her back. Nice to see Charlotte and Asuka have a good match like they did. Charlotte's royalty. She's a Flair. She's a star. She shouldn't have been the second match on the card. She should have been way. But then it was probably a good thing because the damn event ran for so long. Everybody just got tired. Kind of like this video, huh? So I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut off at this point. WrestleMania 34. Maybe next year.